only a couple of years ago, all the messages were going one way, from the local authority to the citizens. And now it's become a dialogue, it's become a conversation.
Yes, I mean, it's very much it's a collaborative world. And that's the only way that communities are going to grow and prosper. There's going to have to be much more partnership, there's going to have to be much more sharing, there's going to have to be much more information exploitation within the community.
And so the whole thing about information, ownership of it, is that a challenge or is that an opportunity?
It's a challenge and an opportunity. I think the speaker from Coventry City Council earlier made a very good point about the data being not necessarily the council's data, it's the citizens' data. Whose actually is it? I think that was a very strong point that was made there.
And as well as the sharing of data and a collaborative approach, a marked simplification of processes. So that simplification, which is partly about making it easy for the citizen, does that, again, is that challenge and opportunity?
It is. I think the big opportunity now is that a lot of the ways that IT did it in the past, it just wanted to collect information to move it about, and it never actually did anything. I think the great thing about the digital approach is it's actually getting the information from being in the process, from actually doing the task that the citizen wants, and it's actually taking the information from the real live process. Yeah? So it's not actually doing it in advance and creating it and moving it about, it's actually real information.
Real information having real effects on real lives.
Definitely.
It seems, I mean, it's great, but it seems slightly worrying that it's taken the collapse of the economy of the West to get us to do this.
There's a lot of things come together though when you think about it. I mean, everything that's happened in technology in terms of its sheer scale and pace, the way that oodles of information can be held in very simple ways, in cloud formation as it were, all of those things have come together at the same time. I mean, any kind of, well, revolution is probably a strong word, but any kind of drastic change, it does require preconditions. It requires the need to do it, it requires the commitment to do it, the capability to do it, and a cunning plan. And digital can be a cunning plan.
I don't think revolution is the wrong word, actually. I think it is. We're in the middle of a revolution. It's only afterwards you look back and think, yeah, that was pretty radical.
Yeah. I think just to answer your earlier point, I don't think that it was the driver of the financial meltdown was the main driver. I think it accelerated things. But I think, as Hayden rightly says, it's a coming together of many points that has led us to where we are now, and the real exciting and strong focus that there is on this digital movement.
In the context of getting the right outcomes that the customers want, and I think everyone knows what they are, we've mentioned them before, around staff, around systems, around processes, it needs to be all joined up, all of the components need to be there, and there needs to be end-to-end fulfillment, so that whatever the customer, the citizen wants at the front end, it simply seamlessly flows right through to there's an output at the back, and that's the job done. Partnership is certainly what you've got to do, because there's got to be a coming together of minds, there's got to be a sharing of commitment and a plan. How we do that, I like the notion of teams, sharing teams, coming together, doing the job, and then moving on. The customers, the kind of customers we're talking about, who are the citizens, the people who want to receive public services, whatever kind, whether it's learning services, health services, environmental services, those customers are fairly smart in the digital world. They know what digital is about. It's the way that they do things. What we're about is connecting all of that into the delivery systems that are within the organisations that will deliver against what they want.
Well, I mean, and I believe it to be the case that 20–25% of the population either has no access to the internet or is only using the same 4 sites every day, all day, and one of those, God help us, is Facebook. There is an assumption, isn't there? We all think, oh, it's It's 2016, everything's right, but it isn't.
It isn't, and it's something you have to be mindful of. I mean, some of the more rural authorities that we've worked with do have issues in this area. So we've worked with them on assisted digital strategies where people can come in and go through a digital process but in an assisted manner. It means that if they haven't got access to a device or the internet where they are, they can still come and see someone face to face. But at the same time, they can pick up some digital skills as well. It's all too easy to assume that everyone, just because we do, everyone has access to fast broadband and a device that can readily get online and has the interest to do it. You've got to appreciate that not everyone's in that situation. And it's another challenge when we're working with customers, that assisted digital has helped us greatly in that area.
And I don't think that public sector has got sharp enough yet in terms of actually understanding behaviour and demand management, etc. But there's an opportunity to do that. It does need a lot of information in order to track the trends and understand who wants what and which communities want this and which communities want that. That opportunity is now there, but it's all a question of answering it. And how you do that is you've got to have exemplars of how to do it. You've got to have real good case studies of this is how you do it, this is how it works, this is what you get out of it, and these are the benefits.
All right, thank you very much for talking to me.